Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, YouTube. How are you? Welcome to my live. Today, we are talking about surviving older age because you know what? I say it all the time and I'm going to say it again. You can call me older, just don't call me old because I think there's a real difference between being older and mature and wise. And then you can be old. You can be old at 20 years old. You can have that philosophy of like, oh, you know what? I can't do it because of my age. That's what makes you old. I'm saying when we get older, we have certain I won't call them struggles because I don't think they're struggles, but there's certain things that happen when you get older. And that's what I have been talking about on my lives. And today we are talking about weight gain. Now, I hear it all the time, and it's like it's called menopausal weight. Hold on here. Welcome, everyone. I hear it all the time called menopausal weight, but I don't think it's necessarily you can have these same struggles at any age, at any time of your life. I mean, you can have them in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It can happen, and what I'm talking about is like you do everything that you've always done. You eat the same way, you exercise the same way, and then you get on the scale one morning or you go to put on a pair of pants, and all of a sudden you're like, that wasn't there yesterday. Yeah, okay. You know what? My pants fit yesterday. Or when I stepped on the scale, those numbers weren't there yesterday. And that is something that I have been dealing with in the last decade of my life. Now, I am going to start off right away and I am going to make the disclaimer of I kn- I don't consider myself overweight. And I 100% am not trying to make it feel that way, but I know where I'm comfortable. I know at what weight I'm comfortable in my own skin. I know what weight I'm at when I put on a pair of pants I feel comfortable in. And that's the weight that I want to keep. And that's the weight that I want to get to. Sometimes I think we get so hung up on a number that we have unrealistic goals. I mean, I am not trying to be a certain weight. I just want to feel a certain way in my clothes. So, with that said, here lately, I have not, again, I haven't changed my routine. I haven't changed what I've eaten. I haven't changed anything, but I know that I'm carrying a little bit extra weight. So, I have 2 options, literally only 2 options. One, I can be like, "Okay, Lonnie, you know what? You're gonna have to start making some changes." Or I can be like, "Ugh, you know what? That's just the way it is. Get over it. And you know what? Start buying your pants bigger." And either option is fine. I'm not telling you one way or the other. I mean, if you are perfectly comfortable in your body, that's the way you need to be. For me personally, I was like, "No, I'm gonna make some changes." And I have noticed that with each birthday, I've had to tweak my habits a little bit. All right. I'm a huge sugar fanatic. I'm a recovering alcoholic, and it's really easy for me to open up a box of cookies and say, I'm going to have a cookie. And 13 cookies later, I'm like, I guess I couldn't have just one. So I know that my body is no longer processing my foods and my sugars the way they did in my 20s and my 30s. So I have to be really conscientious of that. So one of the things that I have done here lately is I have put myself back on a no sugar diet. I am not perfect. I'm gonna confess to you right now. I've been on this no sugar diet for about 2 weeks, and I had a cookie yesterday, and I had a stressful day, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna have a cookie, which reminds me so much of my drinking days. But we'll talk about that on a different episode. But I had a cookie, and I ate the cookie and it didn't taste good and it didn't make me feel good. And I realized that, you know what? I need to get back onto my no sugar because I feel better when I don't have cookies like that. So, if you have to figure out what it is in your routine that needs to be changed, And I'm not going to say diet. I do not like the word diet. All right. I think diets are temporary and you cannot keep a diet up for long term. It's not a realistic goal. But I will say to make those life changes, and my life change is going to be again, not partaking. I have to stay away from processed sugar. That's just the way it is. Time and time and time again, I have proven to myself that I cannot control the amount of processed sugar that I eat. So I'm going to make that conscientious decision, and I did. And I've seen a difference in my digestion. I've seen a difference in my energy, and I've seen a big difference in me. So, my first suggestion to you on this menopausal weight or just anything in general will be to look at those problems that you think that you might have an issue with and make a conscientious decision to either eliminate it or replace it. But we have to basically call out those things that aren't healthy for us and try to get rid of those. Another thing that I have been doing that I find very helpful for myself is I got a free weight or a free calorie counter on my phone. And what this has enabled me to do is it not only tells me, okay, let me back up. I got a calorie counter on my phone and it's called, let me tell you which one I got. So then that way, if you want to try it out, I mean, you can pay for like some extra services, but I don't find it necessary. But it's called hold on here. It's called My Net Diary. And it's like a little green apple. And what it does is you put in your information. You're like, okay, this is me. This is how old I am. This is how much I weigh. This is how much I would like to weigh in however long of a time span that you're going to give yourself. Now, what's really cool about this app, and this is not a paid promotion, y'all. This is something that I found for myself that I really like that I'm just sharing with you. But what I really like about it is if you give yourself an unrealistic goal, you're like, oh, I want to lose 20 pounds in a week. It's going to be like, that's not very healthy. You might want to think about something else. So it kind of helps you make a healthy plan for yourself. Another thing it does is so you give yourself a healthy plan. I told myself I wanted to lose 5 pounds in like 3 months because I'm not in a hurry, but I would like to lose 5 pounds. So each day, each morning, I log in every food that I eat, and it has like a little scanner. So the barcode, it will pick up that food. And I'll be like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to have this protein bar with this cereal and that. And you know what? It says protein, it says this, and it says that. It's got to be great for me, right? So I'll go and I'll do the little barcode, and it will be like, no, that's a D minus food. There's too much sodium, there's too much this. And I'll be like, but how can that be? You know, it says healthy, it says protein. By all means, it's got to be healthy for you, right? And it has basically taught me how to find foods that are actually good for me and not just go off of the hype of the packaging. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm a marketing person's dream. You know, if there's somebody happy on the package, and I'd be like, "Look, they look happy. If I eat that, I'm gonna be happy too. Oh my gosh, I wanna be like that." I'll just instantly buy it. So this helps me pick out foods that are healthy for me, and they give the food a rating like A, B, C, D, D minus, all of that. So if you're eating something good for you or not. And then what it does also too is so you put in how much you weigh, you put in how much you want to weigh, and it will give you a daily calorie count that you can have. Doesn't tell you what foods to eat, it just tells you how many calories you can consume. So it makes me conscientiously pick out foods that are healthy. And then I also am like, okay, I've had this many calories in the morning. I've had this many calories for lunch. I'm allotted this many calories for dinner. And it forces me to pick foods that are going to stay within this calorie range because I'm an overachiever. I don't like it when my little apple turns red because as long as you are in the your calories that you get for the day, your apple stays green. And once you go over that, it starts changing colors. So again, my overachieving personality, I'm like, oh, I don't want my apple to not be green. So it motivates me to do that. Another great thing that it does is it counts how many glasses of water you've had per day. The major, major, major lifestyle change that we all need to make is we need to drink more water. Not only is it going to help our body, help our digestion, it helps your skin, and it is such a energizing thing. I hear all the time, and it is something that I struggle with too. I know how much water I want to drink every day, and there's a lot of days that I don't meet my goal. My little trick for you, if you're out there and you're trying to get into that drinking water routine also, my trick for you is to start drinking water in the morning. If I start in the morning, it's super easy for me to go all day long. If I don't start drinking water until in the afternoon, I will always miss my goal. So start drinking your water in the morning and then just and log in your water in your little app. It will tell you when you've reached your goal. And another thing that I really like about this app, and then I'm going to move on, but it's been really helpful for me, is it will actually, you can log in your exercise. So if you go for a walk, if you go to the gym, you can put in that exercise and then it gives you more calories. And you could be like, oh, you know what? I want to have this dinner, but I am too close to my calorie count. You get up, you go for a walk around the block, and you're like, yes, now I can eat what I want. And it just helps me stay on track. And it is something that I can do for longer term that's not a diet. And to me it's fun. It's fun to pick out those foods and be like, okay, this I've put this and this together and now I feel good. So I have been doing this for approximately 2 weeks because I wanted to try this method before I talk to you about it. And I have lost 2 pounds. And I think a lot of it is the consumption of more water and just the elimination of that sugar and eating foods that are healthier for me. I mean, when you really want to break it down, the food is our fuel. It is what gives us energy. It's what makes our body run. So we have to be really careful about what we eat, and we have to be more careful the older we get. It's just a reality. And so I really just the most important message that I really want to get out for this entire live is that a lot of times we get frustrated. And a lot of times we hear over and over again, well, when you get older, you're going to gain weight. And it is a reality. But that doesn't mean it's a reality that we have to just accept and be like, oh, okay, you know what? That society says I'm going to gain 5 pounds. So I'm going to be happy with my 5 pounds. If you're not comfortable in your skin, okay. And Evolving says, I'll have to check out the app. It's so true how food companies market products as healthy when they're not. I know. Okay. I shop at, really quick, I want to reply to this, but I shop at, it's a grocery store. It's a grocery store called Barron's, and it's a very healthy grocery store. And they have these little keto, like little, they're almost like a little sweet potato pie or a little lemon pie, and it is marketed in the healthy section of like protein kind of snacks. And I grabbed one. I'm like, yes, you know what? I can have my little itty bitty sweet potato pie. It's within my calories. This is going to be great. And so I ate it, and then I put it on my barcode, and it gave me a D minus. And I'm like, what? This is, I bought it at a healthy grocery store in the healthy section. And it was the sodium and just the ingredients just were not good for me. And I was so bummed because not only did I get a D minus, but it took a big chunk out of my apple. And I'm like, well, that just isn't good. Finally, after 10 years of trying everything to lose weight and get lean, I lost 30 pounds in 10 weeks. Wow, that is awesome. I'm so glad I found you. Well, and Evolving, I'm glad you found me too, because I absolutely love my platform. I love my world, and I love all of you. Um, so body slims. Oh, okay. Is that how you lost? Is that what you did? Because I haven't heard of that, but I appreciate you adding that because I want my lives, truthfully, I really want my lives to be like an open forum where anybody can, pitch in. If you have comments, if you have suggestions, by all means, don't be shy. This is what I come live for. It's because I really want, oh, because I really want this to be interactive. Okay. So let's see. Oh, another thing that I'd really like. Yes, I have a channel. It's all about it. I love you and your confidence in fashion. Oh, well, thank you. I will definitely check out your channel. Thank you so much. Um, Another thing that where was I at? Okay, so go find a workout routine that works for you because I find that the older I was getting, the more intimidated I was to do something like join a gym. And I went back to the gym. I belonged to a gym before COVID. And before COVID hit, I was running. Oh gosh, I was running over 3 miles 5 days a week. I was a fanatic. I'd get on that treadmill and I would just keep going. And I felt like I was in really good shape. Then COVID hits, boom, everybody stays home. My physique, my stamina, everything just dropped. I got COVID during COVID when it first happened. It took me a good 6 months to even get like my energy level back. So by the time that, fast forward to 2022, I'm like, I didn't feel like I had any energy. I didn't feel like I really was very confident to go back to the gym. And probably the biggest thing in my mind is my posture. My posture was this. Okay. And I would do a TikTok and I would be like, oh, this is really cute. Then I would look at my posture and I'd be like, I can't post that. I have horrible posture. So I talked to both Robert and Brandon, my sons, who they were going to the gym. I'm like, hey, y'all, can I go back with you? I need to work on my posture. I have to get my core stronger. And they're like, yeah. So now I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm at the gym by 4:30 and I actually lift weights. And it was super intimidating. I will tell you right now. And I mean, I'm human just like everybody else. I mean, I might get in front of a camera or go live in front of a million people, but it was super intimidating joining a gym and trying to learn something new and doing these weights with these people who were like knew what they were doing. But I knew I had to strengthen my core. I knew I had to start standing up straight. So I did it. And the thing that I think that stood out the most and made me the happiest is that when I started going and I started looking around, there were just as many people my age or older than there were my age and younger. So if you're out there and you want to make that change and you want to start, incorporating a workout, I 100% do it. Don't let your age or your body or anything hold you back because you find a gym that's comfortable with you. Find a gym to where you can have like a like-minded community where it's just people wanting to improve their health and their physique. So I 100% do that. Now, if you're not a gym person and you're like, no, Lenny, I don't want to join a gym, then start walking. I started walking before I started joining the gym, and I was walking like 3 or 4 miles a day. If you don't have the time to do that, do something really easy like buy yourself a jump rope and a hula hoop and do that after work. But just do something. Again, we have this narrative sometimes of like, well, when you're this age, you really shouldn't do this or you really shouldn't do that. I say fooey on that. You incorporate some sort of physical activity that makes you feel good and absolutely do that. So we have, what do we have? We have counting your calories. We have eliminating foods that aren't good for you. We have a daily exercise. But most importantly, I think really the most important thing is that when you find that you are gaining that weight that you just cannot lose, you have that 5 pounds that is just like, you know what? I'm your new best friend. I'm going to stay with you. You get used to me. The most important tip I can give you is to get in that mindset of, you know what? You might be here today, but that doesn't mean you're going to be here tomorrow. Get that mindset of, I can do this instead of just like, well, this is just the fate that I have. You know what? I guess I'm just going to deal with it because our mindset is going to make the biggest difference of anything. So make sure you have a positive mindset and have that mindset of just like, you know what, I can do whatever I want, regardless as to what age I am. I can do this. And 100% believe yourself and 100% do it because again, we are told as a society over and over and over again things that we cannot do. We are the last person who should tell ourselves things that we can't do. We can't change what anybody tells us. We cannot change what society tells us. We can only change what we tell ourselves. So, regardless if you are, regardless of your weight, regardless of your size, I am 100%. Again, I am not telling you how much you should weigh or even if you should lose weight. What I am telling you, and I will tell you again, is find whatever weight you're comfortable in. It's your skin, it's your bodysuit. Make sure that you're comfortable with that, and that is the perfect weight. Because I'll tell you right now, I have no idea what my perfect weight is. I go to the gym, I lift weight, I have more muscle now than I did before. So I'm going to weigh more. So I am not stepping on that scale. I mean, I did give myself a goal to where I thought I should be, and I will stop and I will maintain whatever weight I get to once I feel like my clothes are fitting the way I want them to. Once my skin feels the way they want to, because I got a situation right around in here which I hide very well with my clothes. I am very good at picking out outfits that cover the areas that I don't like. It doesn't mean that once I am alone with myself, I'm not going, that's got to go. But it's just it is my comfort level, and it is just me and my journey. So that was today's episode of menopausal weight loss in general, just your overall mental thought of yourself. I really, 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 really want to again reiterate the simple fact is that we all need to just be comfortable with who we are. Body positivity is nothing to do with how much you weigh. Body positivity is everything about how you feel about yourself. There are plenty of people out there that you look at them and you're like, wow, they have the perfect physique, and they don't like what they see. So body positivity is in here. Body positivity is in your heart. Body positivity is just you being okay with you. So whatever that version is, make sure that you take the steps to get there. Do not beat yourself up along the way. Be kind and compassionate to yourself. Tell yourself positive reinforcement and just enjoy the journey. I mean, sometimes we look at like life changes as like, oh, that's just going to be horrible. I don't want to have to deal with that. Or you can look at it and be like, wow, this is a really cool challenge. I am going to challenge myself to make these changes, and I'm going to be really proud of myself along the way. So that is my last tip of advice for today's live. I will be back on Wednesday, and I haven't come up with, I don't know, maybe I'm not too sure what the subject is going to be on Wednesday. I just know that I will be back live on Wednesday. I'm live every Wednesday and Saturday, and I appreciate each and every single one of you, because I will say this again, without you, there is no me. I mean, I could sit here and talk to myself all day long in front of the mirror, and it just wouldn't be as much fun. So I appreciate you all, and I will see you live on Wednesday. Bye, everyone. Oh, Indy, if you're wondering where my puppy is, she's right there. It is a cold day in California and she refuses to get out of bed. So she sends her love and she says, be sure to follow her mommy. And I will see you again on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.